The unique thing about martial arts versus, say, high school football or even elementary school cross country, track, is that we're a year-round activity. In fact, we're not a year-round activity, it's a lifetime. And whereas in the scholastic sports, you may or may not make the team, and a lot of why you do or do not make the team has more to do with your genetics than your work ethic. At Sbg, it's not like that. Every kid's gonna play on day one, and we're here to strengthen the weak. Unlike scholastic sports where there's a limited number of positions and we weed out the weak and we favor the already strong and we build them up, we do the opposite here. We're here to strengthen the weak. You know, we don't wanna weed them out. So we're not looking for somebody who's already there. We want to be part of the process and help you get there. We've created a tribe amongst our coaches, amongst our members, that's going to help you achieve that goal. When you enroll your child at Sbg in martial arts, you're not paying for martial arts. What you're paying for is the future opportunities and attitudes that your child will develop through our program that will benefit them in all aspects of their lives. So as they go on, they've learned to not give up when they get tired, to come to practice on days that they've had a long school day and they don't want to come today, but they go anyways. You're paying for that grit that's going to make them a successful human being, whether it's in college or at a job or at a job interview or even just in their relationships. They're gonna learn follow through, and that is priceless. That's something that you can't put a price tag on. It's not the martial arts that you're paying for. You're paying for everything else that comes as a result of the martial art. The kids program that we use at Sbg is called Growing Gorillas, and the unique thing about our kids program is not only allows the children to learn martial arts, but we actually teach them how to become coaches, we teach them how to become leaders. It's really exceptional. I've never seen anything like it before. Our programs here are the same as what you'd find in traditional martial arts programs as far as the respect and the honor and the tradition. But in addition to that, they're actually learning a functional martial art. So they're gonna leave here with a real confidence, not a fake or a false confidence. We don't teach fantasy martial arts, so there's not a lot of dance class katas or dead patterns. They're actually learning a sport similar to what you'd find in wrestling or even football, in the sense that they're up against a resisting opponent and they're learning their bodies. They're learning their bodies in relationship to other bodies. And I think with that, the kids that are already overly aggressive learn to taper that down. And then the kids that come in that are maybe a little bit timid or docile actually grow into themselves as well, and they're able to kind of adjust. So what we do is we take high end and the low end and we kind of balance that out so that you end up with a very even-keeled child at the end of the process. And it's really incredible to watch happen.
Part of our Growing Gorillas Kids program is our Kids Yoga program. The kids in our Kids Yoga program, they learn yoga through games. Our Growing Gorillas program in ju-jutsu and the martial arts is based on a system of teaching the martial arts, of teaching life skills, of helping kids learn how to be better versions of themselves in the world. And that's done by respecting the natural developmental milestones that a child is going to go through in their lives. Kids Yoga does the same thing, just with a different vehicle for game playing. Mother's Trees, Get Down Little Doggy. Some of the kids games that we play in here are at the very least a ton of fun, but ideally what those kids are getting out of that practice, of that study, of that play in yoga is an experience to learn a little bit more about themselves, how to move their bodies, how to coordinate with other people, how to sit quietly, how to take on new challenges with fervor, with excitement, and with a whole tribe of other kids and coaches behind them. At the end of the day, our Growing Gorillas Kids program in martial arts and yoga is hands down one of the best child development programs on the market right now.
Sbg's come a long way. It's when people walk into the gym for the first time. They're not sure what to expect. You know, they walk up to the door and something happened. They saw something, they felt something, and they decided to make that first good step. But there's still trepidation. They're still nervous, and for good reason in terms of the stereotypes that are out there. And it's always funny when they walk through that door and they come in and they don't see the blood and guts and pit bulls and all the stereotypes that they would expect to see. In fact, they find the opposite.
A lot of women are surprised when they walk into the gym and they see, well, a handful of us on the mats rolling around or with boxing gloves, and they think, oh, what a violent thing. I don't want to be any part of that. It's just the opposite. What you learn when you train, particularly as a woman, is number one, what you are capable of. Number two, what you can be capable of with the help of your coaches and your training partners, your teammates. But more importantly, what you learn is that deep down inside, a respect for yourself, a respect for other human beings, really is the exact opposite of violence. What we find in not only our Growing Gorillas program, our kids program, and our adult martial arts program is that people who train with us tend to do just the opposite. They don't become violent people. What they become are martial artists with respect not only for themselves, but respect for their community, respect for the rest of the world.
Our martial arts program here at SBG is really based on 3 ranges. The disconnected range, which would be your striking range. You're on your feet, but you're not making contact. In that range, we're gonna be focusing more on our kickboxing, our Muay Thai, our Western style boxing. And then we have a second range, which would be a closer range where you're still on your feet, but now you're connected. We refer to that as the clinch. And what you're gonna find there is we have a phenomenal judo program where we're gonna be working on our throws and things like that. And then we're also gonna be taking a lot from Greco-Roman wrestling that you'll find in the Olympics. And then the third range, which is the ground. That's where you're gonna find the ju-jutsu. And there we're gonna work on control, controlling positions, and finding the most efficient way through leverage to control a stronger, younger, bigger opponent, and then ultimately force them to submit. And the beautiful thing about jiu-jitsu is it can be done full speed and nobody has to get hurt. It's one of those rare martial arts where you can actually go 100% and you can do everything in your power to not let the other person beat you and nobody has to get hurt. And you will walk away from that match knowing who won, and you can't hide from that. And that's where the ego is shed. And that's why there's nobody who owns a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu who still has an ego, because that ego was squashed long ago. It's really great to be involved in an organization where everybody has a place. Whether you're 62 or 26, I want to get in shape, or I want to meet new people, I want to try something different, self-defense, or even the young guys that we have that maybe they want to be a UFC fighter. Everybody has a place. And not only does everybody have a place, but everybody works together. That's different. That's unique about SBG. You know, when they get that phone call from their coach 2 days after they've joined the gym, and their coach is calling to say, hey, I'm really excited to have you in class. I look forward to meeting you. That blows people away. Because we want them here. You know, we want them to reach their goals, and we know that they'll reach their goals. Everybody can become a black belt if they show up. And that's what we've done here, is we've created an environment where everybody's gonna make a connection. They come in and they look around and they're like, okay, where's my place? You know, where do I fit in this group? Because I'm not 26 and I don't fight in the UFC, or I'm not already fit. Great, that's what we want.
The yoga program at SBG is really a combination of the best of both worlds. On one hand, you have the methodology of teaching yoga, of learning yoga, of studying yoga, laid down by BKS Iyengar. The Iyengar method is what we stay true to. We combine that with the community and the retention systems that we've set out as part of Straight Blast Gym, the international organization. And marrying those two together, what we get is really a winning combination. The yoga classes at SBG are designed very methodically and very intentionally to take students from where they are when they walk in the door to where they want to be. Every person has a different set of goals, and that's really what sets all of our yoga coaches and instructors, our entire support staff, apart from any other gym, any other yoga studio that you'll find. We take the 65-year-old woman who just had a hip replacement and we help her learn how to walk in her new hip. We take the 22-year-old who was just in a ski accident and help them learn how to walk on their newly fused leg. We also take the 30-year-old stressed out mother of 3 and give her an opportunity to just be quiet for a moment, to take her mind off of her grocery list and her messy house. There are professionals, there are young people, there are college students, there are retired folks, there are people from all walks of life with a whole myriad of goals in mind. And what we do here at Sbg is help each and every one of them individually get where they want to be. Our strength and conditioning program at Sbg really came about in an interesting way. We never intended to have a fitness program. In our opinion, yoga, martial arts, those are forms of fitness. But what we found was that people enrolled in those programs wanted to start using our method of coaching, our method of training, to improve their strength and conditioning and their activities outside of the gym. We took the elements of what we understand in martial arts and in yoga, and we added a world-class training program. So now what we have then is a very functional form of training that incorporates the basics of human anatomy, of kinesiology, and we've added to that the community, the coaching method, and the overall tribe that you find at Sbg. Those people in our strength and conditioning program, whether it's the top level athletes or over 65 retired who want to stay active, they are all not only finding their own way, but they've found a place in this tribe.
Life can be stressful, and it's definitely challenging. There are times that you're not going to want to come to class, trust me. But what you're going to find is you might be low energy, overwhelmed, and those challenges seem insurmountable. And then you take a class, and for that 1 hour, beyond your control, your brain is shut off for that 1 hour. It is actively involved in the activity that you're participating in. And there's no room for your grocery list and for your worries and for your stress. And counterintuitive, right? You get done with that 1 hour of training where you should be getting tired, right? You're physically tired. And you get off the mat and you have more energy than you had when you got on the mat. And all of a sudden, those challenges that were insurmountable before seem doable. And that is really special. And not only that, you're gonna have a tribe, a team that's there to support you in your low times, build you up in your high times, and it's an incredible community that you're not gonna find anywhere else.
Probably the biggest thing that sets Sbg apart from any other martial arts organization, from any other gym, from any other yoga studio is our tribe. There's a sense of community that goes beyond just the normal chit-chat. What we don't have in our yoga classes, what we don't have on the mats in our martial arts classes is nitpicky, gossipy competition that you might see at other studios. It's just not allowed. And not only is it not allowed, but it's not cultivated. Instead, we do the opposite. We cultivate team. It's that community that not only sets us apart from other yoga studios in the area, but it's that community that keeps people coming back. And what we know from experience is that when people continue to come back, when they continue to train, their lives get better. So we as coaches, as a management staff, as a training staff, we go out of our way to create an environment that makes people want to continue to come back. They know that they have a responsibility not only to their teammates, but they know that they also have a responsibility to themselves. To find out how we can help you meet your goals, call us today. Schedule an appointment with one of our coaches and you'll receive a tour, a fitness consultation, and a free private lesson in the program of your choice. Visit us, sbgmontana.com, and find the location nearest you. Sbg, one tribe, one vibe.